Well, everybody, it's been a while, but I have a ton of pickups and some pickups that I am super excited about. So here we go. Let's get into it right now. All right, there's a lot to get through, so I'm going to try to get through it as fast as I can because I don't like doing very long pickups videos. But okay, so we have a bunch of stuff. First, I want to thank HGR for the package he sent me. We have Star Wars Battlefront. We have Fable 3, and then Mondo Gecko. I ended up sending him something as well for appreciation for what he gave me. I was very thankful for that. And I love the TMNT retro style figures because I am collecting that line, as well as the MOTU. And thank goodness too, because I'm about where I want to be with both of those lines. So, but yeah, so let's get down to the pickups right now. We're going to go eBay first. Now, I love the mini comic line that Mattel has done with Masters of the Universe. So it's basically figures, because the characters look different in the mini comics. And so when Prince Adam was actually introduced with the mini comics, he actually looked different, or at least he had a different vest. So I actually purchased Prince Adam. I mean, this was under $10. I purchased the figure. Then I had seen somebody on eBay. They were selling the different color vests for Prince Adam with the belt, which was really cool. And so Adam, when he introduced, he actually to the mini comics, he actually had a blue kind of tealish vest. So I bought that one to go with my other mini comic figures, which I'll eventually show off, but not tonight. But yes, very excited to get that. Now, somebody was selling something that they were making, and what it is it was labeled as Lady Slither's throne, and just really cool because it has the snake emblem right there. I'm actually gonna use it for a different kind of display, so I'm excited to show that off as well, with the different snake men figures that I have. But again, a future video. But I really thought that was really cool, and I'd make a display that's going to look really nice, because as you can see, I'm down in the basement, and this room has started. It's still got a ways to go, that's for sure, but at least it's started. So that's kind of I'm kind of excited about that. Now, the last eBay figures that I found, it was really a 2-for-1. It was really well priced, and I was surprised, but I jumped right on it. And so we have Stone Dar and Rock On. These are the vintage figures. They don't come with the guns, and the heads are a little bit loose, but that's okay. I'm good with that. The vintage figures, I didn't really want to pay a lot for these guys, and for both of them, what they were going for, it was hard to turn that down because I do want them. And so, yeah, Stone Dar and Rock On. So that's going to do it for the eBay purchases. Now let's go to like retail purchases. Now, because Walmart and Target are doing their resets, there are some new figures that I want, and there are some clearance figures that I saw. I'm like, yeah, I'm interested, at least intrigued. And so I was at Target, and I always liked this figure, but I was like, oh no, I don't want to pay that much for it. But it was on clearance for $12, and that is the Turtles of Grayskull Mouse Jaw. Now, I didn't want to get into this line. I love the line. It looks amazing, but I don't need to spend more money on a different line. So I kind of compromise with myself. So Mousejaw is one of the 4 figures that has parts of the Build-A-Figure. because there is a Build-A-Figure Metal Bato, and the Build-A-Figure looks cool. I'm like, okay, well, let's compromise. Let's just get the 4 figures for the Build-A-Figure, and we'll call it good. All the Build-A-Figure, like these ones, are actually Target exclusives, so I'll have to purchase all these through Target. So I did pick up Mousejaw, and because of that, because I do want the Build-A-Figure, there was another figure, Slacker. This was a pre-order, like the pre-order sold out, but then it came back up, and so I purchased it. And this guy is humongous, humongous. And this is Slacker, humongous. Now, it's kind of like Faker and Slash from TMNT and Faker from MOTU. If you want to see a really good review, and any review, MOTU review, Mr. Home Arcade, you have to check out his channel. Best MOTU reviews and Turtles of Grayskull reviews. Hilarious. Not kid friendly, so be aware of that. But anyway, really cool, but man, monstrous figure. I'm not going to open these until I get the other 2, which is going to be the Splinter one and a like a mashup of Bebop and Rocksteady together, like Too Bad. I can't remember what it's called. It's called something crazy. But so I'll get those 2 for the Build-A-Figure, because the Build-A-Figure, like I said, looks amazing. Now, I was at Walmart, and now something I do have to say is you have to be careful online, because even trusted sources may not have the full story. So there have been figures, and I mean, the Walmart exclusives have made it very difficult for people who collect MOTU Origins figures. It's been very, very difficult. I feel like lately they've done a good job, knock on wood, with the cartoon collection, Turtles of Grayskull, and the new Origins line. So where I'm going with this is they had their con thing that they do online, and they had Lord Grasp and Terror, which you could buy online, but they sold out within like a couple of minutes. And then like it's created this kind of frenzy, because people are, FOMO is a real thing. And if I was looking recently, just curious how much they were going for on eBay, and like I was looking at auctions and stuff, the auctions were well over $200 for those 2 figures, and it's just insane to me. And my patience did pay off, because the wave, which includes Terror and Lord Grasp, I was able to pick up Lord Grasp from Walmart today. So yeah, unpunched as well, but I am going to open this bad boy. So I was very excited for this figure to come out, and because this was supposed to be a figure that was going to be released in the original line, but the line died before he came out. So yeah, so Lord Grasp, I could not believe it. Now, I also saw, and so Jax had created Nintendo properties like Zelda and Link, like the figures that I have. I've shown off in a different video, which I plan on doing something with. I saw that they started making Sega figures, and I could not believe this. I hope they complete the characters. But Streets of Rage, Axel. Now, from what it looks like Streets of Rage 2 from the back. Unfortunately, honestly, I would love to have an Adam figure, but I mean, having a Max, Skate, and Blaze to go along with Axel would not be bad either. I can't complain, but I would really, really like an Adam figure, but that's just my own preference. But yeah, I thought that was super cool. All right, and now we're going to get into the more local shops and stuff like that. You know, support your local shops. I try to as much as I can. I had some credit, and so I went shopping around to see what they had and so I spent some of my credit. And let's see, we'll go over the first one, which was at Record Store Day, 420, and this was at Bull Moose. And because I love music and I love heavy metal, and this band was really influential, especially in the late 80s, early 90s. The only way I really ever heard of them was Headbangers Ball on MTV, because they were not going to get any radio play. It's just the way it was. And these are cassettes, and they are sealed. So when I get it, I'm going to look out for radio with a cassette player. But we have Death with Human, the band Death. I know YouTube's probably going to hear that and be like, ooh, not going to promote that. Not that my videos get promoted. But anyway, so Death, Human. Can't believe I found it sealed though. And then one that I really loved growing up, Individual Thought Patterns. They did have Leprosy, which I'm hoping to go back and get, but all of them were sealed. So when I do find a radio with a cassette player, I'll open them up, and I'm hoping to pick up Leprosy as well. So yeah, so Bull Moose, those are my music pickups. Now, like I said, I had credit. I went to Northeast Collectibles. It's the owner's great. He seems to like my taste in video games. I like the old retro games, and even talking about Sega Master System, because that's the only shop that you can really go that I've ever really gone to, at least in my area, where they actually had Sega Master System games. But he has figures as well, and that's really where I went to. It was the figures. I did pick up an Xbox 360 game, Dragon's Dogma, because it looked super good, and I haven't tried it out yet, but I definitely want to. There's some 360 games that I need to finish. Fable 2, Fable 3, and but yeah, check out Dragon's Dogma. I got to do that. But he had some figures, and he had a TMNT one, and this one I think is complete. I have to look to make sure. But it's I can't remember what his name is. I don't know if it's like Frog Bonaparte or something else, but it's something along those lines. It's Bonaparte, but I can't remember the first part of his name. But yeah, Toad Bonaparte, I'm not really sure. But yeah, had him, and so it was one I didn't have, and it was one that I'm like, yeah, no, this could go with like Gecko and Mondo, and shoot, the other one there. Why can't I think of it? Anyway, I'm not gonna. But yeah, so had him. Figured yes, gonna pick him up. Also had some vintage MOTU, which I was interested in. Now you had Tila. The only thing that's missing from Tila is the shield, and but that's okay. I wasn't too bent out of shape with that, so I do have a lot of kind of Tilas. I have the Origin, I have the Super 7, and now I have the Vintage. So yeah, the snake headdress staff is cool. He also had complete Stratos, and so I didn't have a Stratos. This is the vintage one, where it has the blue wings. I do have the Super 7 one, which has the red wings, and I do have the mini comic, which is like the pale skin. Excuse me, the pale skin. So another Stratos. And then the last thing that I picked up in that shop at Northeast Collectibles is Web Store, and I like that he has the string like this, so it doesn't all get tangled up on himself. You have the grappling hook and the gun, so complete there. And I love this figure. It has a crazy leg, but that's a common thing with the vintage figures, so but that's not bad. Always love that figure. So that was Northeast Collectibles. Um, then I went to Galactic Comics, another great shop, great owner, and he had some MOTU stuff, and I picked up some more MOTU stuff. So this is something that I had in the past, uh, and but I ended up selling it. But I saw this, and I'm like, man, this figure is just really super cool. So I bought it. I'm not gonna open up this one, and that is Lord Mask, the classics. It's just a cool figure. He's only in two of the original cartoon series with Chakotay, because he was basically her kind of minion or whatever. But just a cool looking figure. And they also had he also had Squeeze. Now I have the vintage figure, but I didn't have like Squeeze's like companion little snake there, and I'm like, I don't know, there's always something about Squeeze. I just like the figure, so I ended up picking up Squeeze. And another pack that wasn't really on my radar, but where I had credit, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna pull the trigger, because why not? So Tila and Zor. I mean, I already have the vintage Zor, but I don't have everything else that comes with it, with Zor. And this Tila is cool because it comes with the gold staff and gold sword. Different coloring on the figure, but I guess, I don't know, between Man-at-Arms and Tila, like I have so many of each one of those figures, so why not have another one, right? But yeah, so I picked up this pack here. And so I got done, and I used up all my credit, but it was like I had change. I still owed some like change, and I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want you to charge that change on. I'm gonna go back and just, you know, see what else you guys have. And the owner heard that, and he's like, well, I have something you might be interested in then, because I was buying all MOTU stuff. And he's like, I know this figure is hard to find, and I know what it goes for, like on eBay and all that, but he's like, yeah, but I have this if you're interested. And I said, yes, I am. And he must have seen from the excitement, because as soon as he like handed it to me, I was like, oh, how much you want for it? And I think he could tell my excitement, and he threw me a great deal, a really, really, really good deal. And so I just could not believe it, and I thanked him a lot for this. And that is because this is one that was on my radar, and I really, really wanted, but I just didn't want to pay eBay prices. And that is Slamurai. And so I didn't have to, because he had it, and he gave me a great deal on it. So I am going to go back there, of course, because I've been back there. When I figured out where that place was, I've been there a handful of times, and so they usually have a lot of good stuff and really good prices. But yeah, Galactic Comics in Bangor, Maine, and so next payday I will be going there and seeing what he has. But yeah, Slamurai, I could not believe it. This figure is awesome. I mean, it's Ninjor, but with different deco, but the deco is insane. It's just really, really well done. And I didn't see any of these figures from this wave. I never saw them at retail. Never. It's one of like a handful of waves I never seen at retail in my area. So yeah, that was very, very cool to find. And the cool thing is too, I can't believe it, like, because if you look, there's Lord Grasp. So yeah, so to find those figures, those are ones that are hard to find, or at least lately, and can get some good money online. But so I was happy to be able to find these at local stores. But that's pretty much it right there. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. But that's everything that I've purchased here and there since the last pickups video. So yeah, that is going to do it for me. I'm going to archive these things. I am going to do a video, pickups video on the commemorative figures that I have. I did pick up because I do have the complete 16 figures, individual figures. So I will do a pickups video on that, and I do plan on doing individual videos with characters. But yeah, that is it. That's gonna do it for tonight. Hopefully this video wasn't too long, longer than I'd like, but we're gonna call it. Have a good night. Cheers, everybody. Happy collecting.